Welcome back, guys. Got a Harley Davidson here. It's a Harley Davidson Fatboy. The later version of what was used in the Terminator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was a 1991 version. This is a 2018. It's in for a clutch. Although it's 2018, it's only done a measly 365 miles from brand new, but the clutch is worn out. Didn't believe it at first. Took it for a road test. Open road where I could get to about 50 miles an hour, and in 4th, 5th, put the power on, the revs go up and there's no acceleration, so the clutch is definitely slipping. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this cover off, have a look behind it before we take the main cover off and see if I can see anything obvious. Already I can smell burning clutch. It's very unpleasant, it's very pungent. So the clutch is in there. The case is in the way. Unfortunately I can't get to it from here. And it looks like just a regular clutch that you'd get on most motorcycles. Before I take the cover off, I'm going to check this bolt here. This is a clutch adjustment screw. If you touch the lever, adjust that screw in and out, you will feel the lever move backwards and forwards. Now if that's been over tightened, it's almost like having the clutch partially on. So when you put the power on, the clutch is slipping, like driving with your foot partially on the clutch. So I'm going to make sure that's not over adjusted before I take this cover off. Well, it doesn't feel like it's been over adjusted, so I'm going to drain the oil out of the gearbox and then we'll take the cover off. We can see the oil coming out of that. For 365 miles, that oil is super black. That clutch has really cooked that oil. So we're definitely changing that. I've just removed this pedal out of the way so I can gain access to some of these screws and I can get the cover off a lot easier. The oil's still draining, we'll leave the pan there. Got the clutch pack out, all the upper edges, the top side here, all the clutch plates were super dry. There's actually nothing on there, but the bottom half was wet. Now considering we'd ridden this onto the ramp not long ago, I'd expect to see a bit more oil on the top half of these clutches. Look how dry that is. at all the dirt build up here. It's only done 365 miles. The colour of that oil. I can only assume whoever owned this before was probably trying burnouts or trying something excessive with it for it to burn a clutch out and have all this dirt build up and to turn the oil that black. I'm going to clean all this grime and dirt out of here, clean the face of this, put a new gasket on it. As you saw when I removed the clutches, every one I took off I laid down on top of the pressure plate. Now, not all clutch plates are the same thickness or the same style, so I always put them in the order they come out in, upside down. So if we look at this last one I took off and the one below it, you can see that they are different sizes. And they can be different thicknesses. So I've got a clutch kit here to go in. We have a quick glance from the side. You can see that they are different thicknesses. The ones at the bottom are thicker. The ones in the centre are a bit more uniform. And if we look at the back three there, compared to the one above it, they're all different. Now if you were just to chuck those in a box, you're going to get this sequence wrong. So it's important to put it in order, and then once you put it back together, you can make these ones match those ones. Now before these go in, these need to be soaked in oil, not that oil, but whatever I'm replacing that with, for a good couple of hours. So I'll soak those and then we'll come back and fit it. Just before I soak these, just so I'll have a better uniform look at these clutch plates. So you can see the ones at the top are quite thick compared to the lower ones. If we look from above, you can see the top three are skinnier than the lower ones. I've got the clutch plates in the tray now. This takes just under a litre of gear oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this all over the clutch. So I'm going to save this oil. It's going to go back in the jug and then pour it back into the gearbox. Right, so they're going to soak there for a little while. So the clutch plates have been soaking for about an hour and a half now, so it's about time for them to go on. Now if you remember when I took these old clutches off, I took them off and laid them down, upside down as they came out. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up the top one, which is the last one that came out, will be the first to go on. We're going to match them. So this is the skinnier one. It's going to go on first. Now before you do any of that, inside here is a metal ring. It's a spacer ring. You've got to make sure that's still in there. Okay, so one's in. We'll discard one, the old one. Metal plate. The next one's a large one, so we're going to put one of the thicker ones in there. Well, the clutch is back in. I've drained the oil out of the tray back into the jug. According to my technical data, it takes 950 ml of oil. It looks like the clutch soaked up almost 100 millilitres of that. And to be fair, when I was fitting them, they were coming out quite wet anyway. So I'm going to top this back up to 950, put the cover back on, and then fill it back up. Okay, the clutch is all done, so now I need to get this over there to get it out of the workshop so I can go for a road test. So I've got all these vehicles to move. You get a tank back on this one, so that's easy to move. I've got it running in the background, just been up and down the lane, it works. So I'm going to take it down the dual carriageway now to put some load on the clutch to see if it slips. Well, I just come back from the road test, and the clutch is A-OK. The mileage wasn't 365 on there, my mistake, it was 565, and I just put 5 miles on it, so we're at 570 now. It was quite an easy job actually, it wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. I don't do too many clutches on these, from what I understand they're not very good clutches in the first place. Now there's 3 things that could have caused this clutch to fail. It could have been poor clutch adjustment, the rider is either riding that clutch or someone's been doing some serious burnouts and drag races with it. I mean, for it to go within 500 miles, something must have been off. So it's done. I wasn't able to check the height of the springs. I didn't have any tech data on it. But for such low mileage, I just took the risk and didn't replace them. And you know, I've done 5 miles. I've given it, you know, some good welly, and it hasn't slipped. It's actually quite light on the hand now as well. So Harleys, they're not my style of bike, but to be fair, this one rides reasonably nice. I did feel like the Terminator out there, and it does go quite well, but still not for me. I'll stick with my Aprilias. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you like jobs like this, there'll be a link up there for an Indian that we did recently, and there's probably going to be another choice down there somewhere for something else. As always, please hit the like button, subscribe button and the bell notification so you're notified next time I upload a video. Take care guys.